If there is a word that has constantly evolved, especially in this generation, it is evolution. This word refers to myriads of things depending on a person using it. Perhaps you have pondered and/or used this word countless times even without knowing the fullest extent of it. To put it simply, the term evolution means change. All kind of changes. However, in this piece we are going to talk about it from a scientific point of view, in reference to the origin of life. Maybe you have encountered people that when asked if they ascribed the creation to God the Creator, they responded by saying they did not, and that they believed in science, namely evolution. To them evolution is a science that best describes the origin of the universe and unfathomable intricacies that makes life possible. If you are unsure what science means, please refer to our other video, What is Science? Unless one is using the term evolution to refer to changes that are scientifically testable, it is a factual nonsense to claim evolution is science. To put it correctly, evolution is a hypothesis, or if you like, an ideology which is used by a certain group of scientists, mainly naturalist and materialist, to make sense of the world. Evolution hypothesis can be dissected in the light of two other hypotheses. Namely, chemical evolution, and biological evolution. Chemical evolution, in 3 stages explains how the universe and all of existence came to existence from the collocation of atoms, roughly 15 billion years ago, then about 4 to 5 billion years ago formed the small organic molecules essential to life, such as amino acids, sugars, and nucleotides. It is worth noting that none of these processes were observed, recorded, nor is the process repeatable. It is a hypothesis or assumption that requires faith to believe. Similarly, biological evolution refers to the changes on organisms or bacteria or simple matter that, purportedly, continues to occur, which explain how humans could have the same ancestor with a monkey or a dinosaur. There are a few pillars which evolution lean on. These include 1. Natural selection. This is where the luckiest, and the fittest creature survive and reproduce. Natural selection, far from supporting evolution, incapacitate it. Simply because genetic information is not added to a species. In fact, it is just the opposite. A poodle dog, for instance, has less genetic information than their original parent dogs and is likely to face difficulties in the wild due to inadaptability compared to the former. Furthermore, Darwin theorized that natural selection applied to men and women, led to men being more evolved than women, which is simply another unscientific claim. 2. Adaptation. People and animals make changes both mentally and physically when they approach new tasks, and especially in new environments. For example, athletes who reside in high-altitude areas have developed organs that can handle altered atmospheric pressure as well as low oxygen level. However, this adaptive trait does not necessarily transfer onto their offspring to bring about change in the future. This gives glory to the ingenious creator who created humans with such complex and intelligent system that can handle different environments and challenges. In no way is this hallmark an evidence for evolution of species, from simple forms to complex, since no genetic information is added to them. 3. Vestigial organs. Vestigial organ has been referred to as a currently functionless or useless organs in organisms such as humans. The human appendix and tailbone are commonly claimed vestigial organs. However, according to modern scientific discoveries, appendix has important function in housing some useful bacteria, and the human tailbone is the anchor point for 9 little muscles needed to support the colon, anchor the end of the spinal column, and serves several other functions. Furthermore, because humans do not understand how a part of a system works, does not mean they are defunct or useless for that matter. It is due to the incapacity of mankind to fathom them and even how own brain functions. Hence, it is arrogance to claim that some body parts are defunct. If you are not an inventor of a seismograph, you possibly could not understand even 20% of how it functions without the manual and the teaching of its mechanism. One could make audacious and arrogant claims about how a spring in it is defunct, but the inventor would consider such a person as ignorant of his wisdom, and the same applies to scientists who make such claims about human body and nature, which they have limited understanding thereof, and have no potential to recreate, even if they were granted different organs separately. 4. Embryo. This is the idea that a human embryo goes through various stages of its supposed animal ancestry during embryo development. This idea is bankrupt of any scientific veracity and is based on fraudulent diagrams from the 1800s. To illustrate, it is like a person taking a water pump from a car to explain the development of rockets and aeroplane. 5. Mutations. A mutation is a change in the sequence of DNA. It is vital to comprehend the difference between diversity in animals' genome and mutation. When organs are exposed to new environments that may pose danger to them, the DNA modules develop antibodies against such antigens. The DNA changes in adaptive immunity occur only in a controlled style among only a limited number of genes in a subset of cells that are only part of the immune system, and please take note, as this trait is not heritable. Furthermore, mutation does not add new information into the DNA which, for example, from evolution's point of view, could evolve a dog-like animal into the blue whales, given billions of years. God did not create static DNA, and as a result, it is an observable fact that all forms of life produce a variety of their own kind. 6. Homology. Evolutionists argue that because of similarities between species, say having 5 fingers in their limbs, they must have a common ancestor. Homology does not denote common ancestor, as this is a mere conjecture, and a pit of circular reasoning. In the contrary, having similarities points out to the ingenuity and efficiency of the creator who made them. Humans have 5 fingers in each limb, but they are far different in their functions as compared to the bats which hang on trees. Take Apple computers and phones as an example. They are designed by a number of experts. Similarities between the software used for computers and phones are sometimes more than 80%. But does it mean phones evolved from computers? No. Instead, it indicates they were made by intelligent mobile developers who can incorporate their knowledge of designing a computer to microcomputers such as smartphones. It is simply the principle of efficiency in application. It's apparent that God the Creator factored in the following in creating beings with similarities. A. One design points to the same Creator as evidence of his wisdom. B. Design efficiency. In using aluminum metal tubes for bicycle, a manufacturer can optimize their capacity to also design parts for an aircraft. C. Similarity is essential because we all live in one planet under the sun which is ordered intricately and derive food from green plants. You may object by a compromise that God may have created using evolution, so evolution and creation models are compatible. We beg to differ, and for 3 simple logical reasons. First, evolution is purely a naturalistic and materialistic hypothesis that does not invoke an intelligent person or mind. According to this model, you and the stardust came to existence by a random chance. Second, God the Creator through the Genesis account creates life in an orderly fashion. He is the very source of life, and through his words, the universe and life came to existence. In other words, his information coded the universe into being. Third, evolution hypothesis is not logical, and is incoherent with known reality. Think of a whale, for instance, which weighs up to 400,000 pounds, an equivalent of 200 sedan cars, or 2,000 humans. Which of their body parts needed to evolve or adapt first, from a dog-like creature, into a living submarine animal? Life does not originate from non-life elements, while evolution claims it does. We have covered this subject in detail in our video entitled, Created by God or Evolved. In summary, evolution is an ideology for the origins and have religious implications, and as such has presuppositions of one form, or another. At the core, humans are gods who can define both origins and the meaning of life without the need of a creator. On the other hand, creation stands on the premise that an intelligent personal creator made the universe, humans, and animals for glorious purposes. Based on the evidence observed, we unapologetically give glory and honor to God who created the universe and all life forms.